right, we are back. It's the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas. We're going to take your calls, 866-582-9933. That's 866-582-9933. I thought this story was pretty interesting. Wasn't one I mentioned before, but FCC can search home without a warrant, agency says. This all stems from a 1934 law, by the way. Do you have a Wi-Fi router? If you do, and it uses an unlicensed frequency, you could be the subject to a warrantless search of your home. Warrantless searches, wireless frequencies. FCC guidelines stipulate that the agency can enter property when it suspects radio frequency energy is being abused. The provision, which was originally intended to aid in monitoring of unlicensed radio and TV stations, now has a broad range of applications as more customers join the Wi-Fi ranks. Anything using RF energy, we have the right to inspect and make sure it is not causing interference, FCC spokesperson David Fisk told Wired for an article Thursday. The FCC spokesman said the scope would include Wi-Fi routers. The FCC claims it derives its warrantless search power from the Communications Act of 1934, though the constitutionality of the claim has gone untested in courts. That's largely because the FCC had little to do with the average citizen for most of the last 75 years, when home transmitters were largely reserved to ham radio operators and CB radio aficionados. But in 2009, nearly every household in the United States has multiple devices that use radio waves and fall under the FCC's purview, making the Commission's claimed authority ripe for a court challenge. And it needs to be challenged because it's unbelievable to me that they could come in and search your home based on something like this. What else we got? I thought this story was interesting. I'm not quite sure where it's going, but it shows you that the government seems to have lost something. And I'm sure a bunch of actual conspiracy theories are going to arise out of this. But, what the validity of them will be, who knows? U.S. National Archives offer reward for missing hard drive. The U.S. National Archives on Wednesday said it is offering 50 G's for information leading to the recovery of a missing hard drive that contains personal information of former Clinton administration staff and visitors. The small portable hard drive was being kept as a backup for National Archives, explained in a question and answer document on its website. It held copies of about 113 4mm tape cartridges of snapshots of hard drive contents of employees who left the executive office of the president. Because the staff maintained White House entry information and electronic address books, the external drive contains personally identifying information, including names and social security numbers of staff and visitors to the White House complex during the Clinton administration. So 50 G's for this, and they're putting it out to the public. It's pretty bizarre. Definitely worth looking into. Now I want to play this clip here of this guy, for all the PrisonPlanet.tv subscribers out there, of this guy who flips. All right, listen, again, he's a criminal. He's a bad guy. Cops aren't doing anything wrong until after the car flips over, throws him out the window, and he just takes a Bobby beatdown, let me tell you. I mean, he really takes a bruise and hit the clip. All right, so we're driving along. Oh, you're about to get pulled over. Oh, there's the strips. Ooh, see, he did almost kill a guy right there. I'm not going to lie. Did almost just kill a guy. Almost ran a guy over. And here he goes. He's off onto the highway. He's moving. By this point, his tires are probably giving out because he did go over the strips. All right, now, again, he did just almost kill a guy. Oh, flips, one flip, two. Oh, he's out of the car. Boom, unconscious. Completely unconscious. Now, one billy club, two billy clubs, kick, beat down, billy club, fist, kick. Billy club, punch to the face. It's a wonder that this guy did survive. And they did fire these guys. They need to be prosecuted for it, unfortunately. Listen, I know your adrenaline's going a mile a minute. This guy is an undesirable dude. He just almost killed a person who you work with, who's your friend. But that is not how you act, especially when you're an officer of the law. What are you thinking? The man the horrific nature of the car crash itself is absolutely unbelievably ridiculous. But, again, 5 police officers were fired Wednesday for beating an unconscious suspect ejected from a car after a chase, an attack captured on patrol car videotape that didn't surface publicly for a year. So that's over a year old. Police Chief A.C. Roper said the officers, who were not identified, were seasoned veterans, but but acted in a shameful manner. Yes, they did. The video shows police pursuing Anthony Warren's van on January 23rd, 2008. One officer on foot was hurt when the van swerved through traffic. Yeah, I saw that. Again, that's the guy. He really did almost kill that guy. It overturned on a ramp, ejecting Warren, who lay motionless as officers ran toward him. The video shows them beating him with their fists, a billy club, and their feet. As an attorney representing Warren in a civil case said he was hospitalized after the chase and didn't realize he'd been beaten until a prosecutor preparing his trial requested the tape, saw the attack, and told the defense about it. Wow. Roper said the department had terminated 50 years of combined service due to 10 seconds of injustice. The officers can appeal. Well, again, just an outrageous tape. Let's take some calls. Let's go to Josh in Tennessee. Josh, you're on the line.
Hey, Jason. I was basically calling these kind of to diverge from the subject, but these forced inoculations that are supposedly coming out in the fall by executive order from Barack Obama and stuff like that.
Sure.
I mean, is that not crazy? I mean,
no, actually, if you want to go to the Infowarrior.com, it's the top story, and what I'm linking to there, so you can go take a look, is we are linking to the report that they have 4.9 billion vaccinations ready in the next couple of months. I saw
that yesterday.
Yeah, we're linking to that article. We're also linking to the fact that the WHO is now again saying they may declare pandemic level 6 due to the outbreak in Japan. Okay, and then we also have up there the document that leaked this week from WikiLeaks, Monday's document. We also have Wednesdays. I didn't leak to Wednesdays. But it's Monday's document from the CDC, where the cover is all about a campaign for a day of vaccinations in this country, in the United States. Then below that...
I saw your... I watched the show yesterday, and you were basically saying, when the grit gets down to the grit, basically we're going to have to invoke our Second Amendment rights against these people that are coming to our doors, knocking door by door, trying to force a needle into our arms and stuff like that. Yeah,
and I'm not a person that usually talks about things like that, because I think that is absolutely the last resort. Absolutely the last resort. However, if they start quarantining actual neighborhoods, if they actually do start going door to door with armed soldiers, that's the time that you need to invoke that right. I mean,
absolutely.
It's a God-given right. They're going to poison you. Don't you understand?
Man,
it's poison.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, man, I'm a terrorist. I'm a gun owner. I'm a CCW permit holder. I'm a quadruple threat.
You're hardcore, bro. You're a hardcore extremist terrorist, and you're the next Tim McVeigh, according to these DHS lexicon documents. I thank you for the call, Josh. Let's go to, you got it, brother. Let's go to Mark in Wisconsin. Mark, you're on the line.
Hey, Jason. Actually, I was just going to call and let you guys know that on PrisonPlanet.tv in the movies section, the link seems to be broken. The only way you can get to the movies is by getting the drop-down tab on the media and then selecting movies and then, going into it that way.
All right, I'll mark it down. You know what? They were talking about today. They were revamping some of the movies and re-encoding them, but movies tab not working.
Yeah, I was wondering if it didn't have something to do with something like that. But anyways, aside from that, serendipitous coincidence, I guess, with all the police state nonsense going on right now. I just started rewatching Jones's Police State series tonight. Then all of a sudden you're bringing all this up, and I see cops kicking in heads of the unconscious guy right before the call comes up. I'm like, oh, geez, really? Like, that's ridiculous.
It was a pretty bad beatdown. Again, this guy is a Polly Princess. He did almost kill that other cop. You know what I'm saying? I can understand the emotions, but I mean that's not like a regular car crash. Even that's not like him driving into a tree and they pull the guy out and he's conscious and they beat him.
Next to dead after what happened to him. I mean, he's clearly unconscious. Like, I couldn't believe how long they were actually striking him with various things: billy clubs, fists, feet, whatever. Like, I feel like you're like one billy club, two billy clubs. I was like, it keeps going, and like just wham, wham. I'm like, oh.
There's a good 30 seconds of a real cop beatdown, including fists to the face, the back of the head, because they never really get to his face. They got a couple side shots in there, but at least 3 to 4 billy clubs and a couple really deep kicks. I mean, I don't know if anybody's been kicked when they were down, but there's a reason it's a saying, because it's very painful when you get kicked when you're down.
Yeah, no defense. It's not fun.